It's all about bonk. I mean, nothing else matters at the moment. We just doing bonk, bonk, bonk. It's been bonk for the last 3 days. It's ripping again. They're giving out cell phones with bonk on it. I mean, when is this going to end? Bonk hit Binance today. Everyone tried to short it. A lot of people got rinsed. I know a couple of people in the Banter office that tried to short it. Didn't quite work out. And here we are sitting with bonk once again, and we're going to be talking about bonk again today. But also, today I've got Ocean, I've got Fetch. These are AI plays. We see AI stuff's moving, the AI conference or whatever was going down there. Something's pumping these AI tokens. So we're going to look at those guys. Then DeFi plays. We got some things waking up. So I'm talking about 𝗬𝗏 today. I'm talking about Comp today. And we're going to talk about Radium. Sorry, excuse me. Okay, so, and I also have the queen of Banter here hiding in the back. And she's my special guest today and bringing some alpha and hopefully bringing some secret sauce for this weekend. So a lot to look forward to here. Let me find my flame and let's get right into this. I mean, we really need to address this whole this Solana and bonk situation. I never thought a meme coin would dominate my life the way it has. But yesterday we gave this bonk trade during the show. We were looking at this bonk setup here. We were saying there's no reason to exit this thing. There were guys looking to take profit on bonk. And if you held on to this guy, you got yourself another 150 odd percent. From this pullback onto this trend. It was 150%. When they listed on Binance, it started dropping. Everyone thought it was over. That was the end of bonk. And they only dipped it about 20%, funnily enough. And now, classic 382 play here, holding this fib. So we're going to talk about bonk just now. We're going to see if we can find some entries for you. But firstly, let's get into the actual stuff here. We need to get into BTC. And, you know, no one better here to help me than the queen of Banter. She's going to help talk me through this BTC play. The queen of weekend trading. I know you don't trade Fridays, right?
No, I don't trade weekends. No, I come back Sunday right before the market opens.
So what happens on Fridays? No trading. You don't look at charts.
I take my profit and be happy with myself. No, I don't look at charts. UK session, I take my profits usually, unless there's a reason not to, and then I just chill for the weekend. You
got to be more degen though.
I know I will. I'll get into it. It's just, I really enjoy my weekend.
I like to tee up positions during like Thursday, Friday, and then enjoy the fruits on the weekend and stare at them and think how smart I was. And then sometimes get wrecked and sometimes take it north. So yeah, it's always a bit of a mixed bag. Okay, Annii, let's talk about BTC before we get into the juicy stuff. You're not really a fibs scientist, are you? You're more of a volume and, I mean, but our levels talk the same, don't they? They kind of work out.
A lot of the time, you know, and look, that's the thing with a lot of good strategies, isn't it? A lot of the time, there's 100 ways to get to the same answer, you know? So yeah, whether you use fibs, whether you use volume, you usually end up at the same levels anyway.
It's beautiful. I love TA. This is why it's so great. I mean, you develop your own system that works for you, and at the end of the day, you often have the same answer.
Yeah.
So look, BTC right now, we can see we've got support here, 42,000. We've got some horizontal happening here. So 42,000 is an area of interest, but we know BTC loves that 618. So I wouldn't be surprised now today. So this is what I'm actually looking for today. I wouldn't be surprised if BTC comes to the 618 for us at least here. So 41,750 is something I'm looking for here. Maybe we're going to get our reversal there. That would be nice for me. What are your levels?
Well, mine looks very different to yours. Should I share?
Please. Let me bring it up here. Okay, I'm adding your screen.
Okay. So, this is were you on the 4-hour time frame?
That was the 2-hour.
Oh, okay. So on the 4-hour time frame, this yellow line that I've marked, it comes from a higher time frame, high volume candle. And when you have those, 50% of that volume candle area will usually act as a support or resistance or an area that price needs to break through. So you can see here that when price struggled here, that's kind of where it couldn't get above that 50% area. So that can usually signal a reversal pattern, which is what we can see has happened so far. And since then, we've put in a lower high. Now here where I've marked sell orders and long orders, if you go to the heat map, those long orders are actually gone, meaning that currently there isn't a high amount of buy orders below price to act as a support to allow us to go up any further, which is not a good sign. So I kind of feel like we might be, like I trade things in levels. So this big red candle area here would be level 1. And usually we have 3, right? So I feel like we're in the midst of starting level 2, which would mean that there should be one more drop. And then the other thing, which, you know, I mean, where we go to, I don't know. I always look to the 4-hour 200 EMA is an area I always look to see if that holds its support. So that's where I'll be looking first, which is at this point, it's around 39.6. But then when I look at excuse me.
You're sending us to dark places here this Friday. We were all relaxed.
It's about to get darker. I'm really sorry. But when I turn to where all of the liquidity is, if this actually turns out to be one of those deeper pullbacks, you know, there's a really large pool sitting at 35,200. So I'm not saying that would happen over the weekend. Like, you got to remember this is a higher time frame, so it could be
you're ending me.
You know.
Okay, guys. So there is a poll right now running in the chats here. So get into the poll on YouTube. I said this weekend we will pump, or this weekend we're going to dump, and 73% here are bullish, and that's a concern. You know, that's actually a bearish indicator, right?
Well, there's a lower high. Why are you bullish?
You know, we perma bulls, you know, we optimists.
I forget that sometimes.
We look for good entries. We look for these bounces. We play these moves. And then obviously when we break trends, we get even more excited.
I mean, look, I would love for Bitcoin to hold the 200. That is definitely the first thing I'm going to be looking for. But if it breaks it, then yeah, there are those liquidity levels below that we need to look out for.
Okay, so let's just clear up these levels one more time. So your first level of darkness was, what was your first one? 39 what?
How is it darkness? If you're in a short, it's the light, baby.
We're talking about the longers. We don't want the longers to bleed out. I'm sitting in longs here. Some of them I've been in for ages. I don't want to go to that place. It's a dark place.
Really? It's an amazing place to, like, you know, reload for the future.
Yeah, it's nice to reload.
Big prices.
Okay, give us the darkness. What are the final numbers here from Queen Annii here?
Well, first thing is, you know, obviously holding this. I mean, I don't trade support and resistance, but there is a current support at 40,700, right? That's there, undeniable. But if we break that 200 EMA, 39,500. If we break that, then I would say we are in a higher time frame 3-level drop, which could then go to those scarier lower levels. But they're not scary. They're like buy the dip levels. They're amazing opportunities in this cycle.
It's going to be a big dip though. I mean, if BTC goes to 39, these alts are going to burn. Anyone sitting in high leverage, just be prepared. So make sure your stocks are in place at smart areas. Let me pull up my screen one more time. So I'm watching my plan. Okay, so these are my areas for my plan for the current situation. Again, we need to start bailing out of altcoins if we start losing big levels. But my first area of interest is always the 618. The 618 always gives us something. So let's look at 41,700. Then we do have a revisit to close out this wick. Okay, so we know this dump yesterday. Often they like to come and visit this wick. So these are my first two areas. We start panicking, not necessarily panicking, but we close below 41,200. I think things are really going to get ugly. And then we're going to start visiting Annie's dark zones there. Okay, so that is the plan. 618 bounce. Well,
last chance load up zones. How about that? That's a lot more positive.
Look, I feel way more positive now. Thanks for clearing that one up. Okay, and then we're going to add in the bull line. Okay, so what I like to do is I like to look for solid bounce areas, get little buys in, things like that, build sort of positions. And, if we get it right, then we get a move like that. We get a move to trend. We deal with this horizontal here when we get there. Okay, so 42,400. If we blow through the game changes, we get excited. We go LFG, in the comments and we do all those things. Okay, so right now I'm looking for the 618. Maybe it will happen during the session. So let's see how we go. Okay, Quantum Reality is asking about Audi. So yes, guys. So this is what I got for you today. We've seen AI tokens pumping. So let's just look at bigger picture stuff here and just see what's going on. This is Ocean. One of the AI tokens that I follow, and it's been showing a lot of strength here with Fetch. So definitely something to watch. This is the weekly chart we're looking at. We did blow through this nice little weekly area here, so this is a great move for us. And support to watch now on Ocean on this weekly is this 49 region. So I think there are big things to come here. If we can just reload here, get a little breather for Ocean, but I'm liking this 0.74 region. And I have some DGen plays here for you guys. So this is the 4 hour on Ocean. And again, playing these levels and playing these fibs bit by bit. So you want to try and identify areas where you could potentially get bounces here, where this move can continue. Of course, we need to tie it in with BTC behaving. If BTC is going to red candle us and send us to zero, then these alts are going to follow as well. But until that, we can try and play corresponding fibs with where BTC is. So for example, on something like Ocean, if BTC starts dipping into that 618 that we were looking at over here, if BTC starts dipping the 618 over here at this 41,700, I would say we need to start watching some of these fibs at the 382 and the 236. We want to see where they tie in at that same time, and that might present us with our bounce play on some of these alts. Again, that's the assumption that BTC is going to hold the 618. So for Ocean, I'm looking for potential areas here. We are looking at 0.54, and then lower down I've got horizontals, and I've got a 382 at 0.52. So these are the next areas, and again, we're just going to see if we get some kind of downtrend forming here, and then we can play that one. So right now, support areas 0.54 and 0.52. Okay, that's what we're looking at. How are you on your AI tokens, Annii?
I mean, for me, a chart. I don't really look into what it is or what it's doing. I am pure price action trader.
Well, here's some price action for you. Fetch. There's been a bit of news around Fetch, and yeah, been moving nicely, and again broken this massive weekly area. So I mean, a lot of people saying like the alt season hasn't started, all this sort of stuff, and I mean, I'm also one of them that keeps saying that, but these altcoins just keep grinding and grinding and grinding, and their dominance is hardly dumping. But here we are again, Fetch blowing through a massive weekly area, so quite easily we can come get this little retest here. But what we've done now is we formed a new base, and this is a weekly base for Fetch. So if we do get that dark side pullback that Annie's looking at, I'm looking at a quick recovery here for Fetch, and I'm looking for it to hold on this weekly basis. Yeah, this 0.58. So for me, do you like big solid weekly zones? Do those work for you?
It depends on like how strong the macro trend is. But yeah, I really don't look at a weekly chart all that often. I would never chart a weekly chart. At most, I would trade off a daily chart. But for me, yeah, and that would be only if I'm spot trading for the purpose of investing. But otherwise, if I'm leverage trading, I wouldn't really trade higher than 1 hour time frame. That's because I'm a day trader DGen.
That's DGen vibe. Like that's proper.
Usually 5 minute and 15 minute.
So what we like to do here, what I like to do is just to zoom out. I like to understand the massive picture. I love that weekly. Those weeklies are always my guide. And then, yeah, I spend a lot of time 1 hour, 4 hour getting stuck in here. So here's this Fetch trade that I took, when was this? On Wednesday. I see it's coming back. It's about to give me a round trip here. But I refuse to close. I'm holding this thing for bigger things. Okay, so Fetch right now, our main support for Fetch is this horizontal. Okay, this is Fetch 4 hours. So horizontal, and we've got the original 382 that we were using here. So this is our main support, 0.57. Okay, so we are good to buy. We are good to not panic until we start closing under this major horizontal region. So 0.57 for me is a nice area, and then our backup horizontals we've got here at 0.48. Okay, and then upside target for Fetch, I still like this 90, especially if this momentum is going to continue. I mean, we've seen these AIs lot of interest here, and you can see we've got a nice thick juicy area up here. So the 0.9 for me for fetch is still on the table, but we need to hold that horizontal. Lily Chow, Lily, come on, we play music here. This is our thing. One of our traders, DJ and Dave, mixes our music for us, so we play it here. We can change it sometimes. Have you heard my bull, Annii? Very important. It's a very important part of the sound here. Okay, let's see what else we got. Okay, another AI token for you guys. PAAL. This is a smaller cap AI. Not always watching it, but now that we've got some action here on these AIs, I thought, well, let's just see what's going on. We can see it's taken off from the 618. Very nicely. We got the 50-day MA bringing it up. So this is nice support here. So 0.148 is a great support area here for this PAAL. That's going to be interesting. Let's see how it holds on this little dip here, this little pullback. Maybe we can get some more action here. This is the 8-hour I'm watching right now. Okay, but a nice promising move so far with some of these AI coins. So let's see how they're going to finish here on the weekend. But right now, 382 support. And 618. So the support I like right here, 0.179 and 0.166. So these are potential still bullish areas for me. So if we dip down into these zones, still bullish here, looking for some kind of move from these regions. If we start losing them, closing below, maybe things start getting a little bit darker, and Annie's wishes will come true. And again, major support, 0.146. We lose that, we start closing under there, then things turn proper bear. Okay, so this is what we're looking at. You can see we've been in this rising trend, and we lose this area. You know the drill now. We drop here. If we close here, we're looking at a rejection once again. Horizontal old fib trend. It's a mega area that we're going to reject at. So if we do lose that trend, your target is about 0.11. Away says a DYDX is dumping hard. I've been married to a DYDX trade for probably 3 weeks, and I think they're finally going to take me out on the stretcher today. I think they're finally going to close me out. Let's see. Let's see where we are on DYDX quickly. Okay, so you're not in any positions right now, Annii?
I have some long-term, low leverage Bitcoin and ETH, and I have obviously spot portfolio, but no, I would not hold an altcoin over the weekend.
Okay.
on a leverage position.
But some weekends they absolutely rip. I mean, sometimes we have great success. I don't.
And in moments like that, I ask myself, did I enjoy my weekend? And if I did, I don't worry about it. You got to live as well.
I love a green weekend. I'm not going to lie. But, my strategy is to try and get my entries on a Thursday or a Friday that then retail and everything starts pushing hard on the weekends. I don't like to get an entry on a weekend. I think that's dangerous. If you're trying to trade.
That is definitely a key. That makes sense, because Thursday is midweek reversal. So whatever way the trend had been at the start of the week, it's likely to reverse on a Thursday, which makes sense why you like to get your trades on Thursdays. And once they've reversed, if there's enough volume there, you can hold it through a weekend. But, the volume tends to get super low on a weekend, and it's just not ideal to enter trade. I agree. Yeah.
Look, we've all been there, where you're playing on your phone on the weekend, you're on the couch trying to take longs or 15-minute levels, and that more than often ends very badly. So for me, Thursday, Friday, you get your weekend setups, and then you can ride it. Okay, so everyone was saying, well, not everyone, somebody was saying DYDX is dumping hard. Look, it's not panic stations yet, so we're still okay. It's just hanging in there. But BTC downside, this thing's going to dump. We can see that. So 2.33 is your next area. So if we lose this and we start dipping down here, we're looking at this 200-day MA pushing up here at the 786. So it's around 2.33 is our next area. Okay, let's go back to what we need to talk about here. 𝗘𝗿𝗆, or whatever they call it. Okay, so here's a potential setup. I've been working here for you guys. Looking good so far. Okay, so we can see what generally happens here. We break through this horizontal. Okay, so we break a nice little horizontal area, and then we come back and we retest. Sorry, I seem to have a lag here on my trading view. Yeah, this is not a good look. Okay, so we broke up, we've come to retest. This is our first area of interest now. This is the 382. So this is a typical 4 hour. We've broken resistance. We've come back to retest. Hot zones for me right now, 359. And the next one, this is actually quite a nice juicy area here, the 618. So 333. So I like both of these areas here. So potential downtrend forming here. And I quite like the 618 region as well. So this one, 333 is a nice hot zone for me. So again, you can look for a bounce here. Let's see what happens if we do get a reaction at this trend. Let's see if it pushes. But normally this bounce now and a rejection will sort of open up a trend for us. And then we'll know that we have a trend in play. And if we do reject lower, then we're going to look at the 618 here at 333. So that is interesting to me. But you don't do much many fundamentals, huh?
No. I don't really believe in anything for the long term other than Bitcoin.
Okay, so you're not in it for the tech, just confirming.
No, I'm in it for the money. We all are. Let's not pretend.
I'm in BONK for the tech. I believe in the project. I believe fundamentally.
Yeah.
I'm very much in it for the tech. Okay, so let's go. What is the next one? Okay, so BONK, let's just talk about this BONK quickly. And, because I know what's going to happen. Everyone's going to try and short the BONK and long BONK on the weekend. And somebody's going to win and somebody's going to get rinsed. It's times like these where you can lose the most money. So you guys really just need to be careful. So if you're trying to long these things, okay, this is the 1 hour chart. You don't really want to go too much deeper than 1 hour, 15 minutes, especially on these guys. I'd watch this 382. Okay, 0.002522. I would keep my eyes on this 382 area. I want to see what happens here. We've had one touch here already. Let's see if they send it down and they get that. Maybe you can nibble at something here. But again, it's going to depend on the sentiment this weekend, how BTC is doing. We need to see how things play out. But this is your first sort of area of interest, the 0.25, that sort of level. And then lower down, if this thing starts dumping, guys, it's probably going to be a big move. It's 20% to your next level. So don't start aping in. If it starts losing these levels, don't keep trying to buy it. You're going to get rinsed going down. So your next area is going to be around 0.19. So if you miss that, if that 382 fails and it drops, don't try and jump in. Wait for that 618 area at 0.19. That could be another region for you to start playing around. And then by then, we should have some kind of trend in play as well. And you'll have a guide. You'll have an easy guide. So if it runs away from you, then you can always play the trend break and that sort of game. So just play safe here. Small positions, big moves is where you need to be. What do you know about MYRA the dog?
Nothing.
What was that? It was a Solana dog.
What?
No, you don't know your meme coins. This is very disappointing.
No.
Very.
I don't.
Okay, what secret meme coins are you trading at the moment?
Okay.
What are you holding spot?
What am I holding? DGen spot?
DGen spot. Do you have any meme coins in your bag?
Okay, I do. Well, I always hold Doge. I think everybody has to hold that one. But I hold JoyStream. Have you heard of JoyStream?
Yeah. You called that on your show. Didn't that thing pump like 100% or something?
Yeah, I think, what are we up? Yeah, I think we're up 130% now. It's created a higher high, so no real reason to get out. Ads is another one, Alchemy.
What is that?
It's God knows. You want me to research your stuff? I just look at price action.
Okay, cool. So fundamentally, it's a brilliant project. You've done your research.
But no, I just I'll show you the chart of this one actually, because I haven't brought back into this yet, but it's looking fairly decent when you look at the chart alone. There's a W formation here, right? It's in the retrace now, and that 78 points 6 lines up with this vector right here. So if we can get into that zone and it holds there, it should have another 2 rises in it. So yeah, could be something potentially soon.
Okay. And what do you know about FUFU? I got to ask the question.
Nothing. What do you want me to know about FUFU?
The Chinese dog.
Oh, it's not a coin?
Oh no, it's a coin. It's there. They've released it on 𝗥𝗜𝗖.
Is it this one here?
We've all become obsessed with this FUFU thing.
What? Okay. Tell me how you chart this price action.
Yeah, you don't really. Yeah, you run on hopes and prayers. Yeah, so, I don't know. The guys in the office, yeah, some of them really like this FUFU. So yeah, I got a little bag of FUFU.
Profit on it.
Let's see what happens. Okay, let's see. What other secret meme coins you have there?
All right, let's see what other secret. I have Magic is another one I'm watching at the moment. Let me just zoom out on this. I've got a couple of area interests, and this is dependent on whether or not Bitcoin does take that huge move to the downside. You could pick it up, nice and cheap. But like I said, I always watch the 200 EMA. So initially I'm looking for this kind of area first. If it holds there, it will hold between the 200 and the 800 EMA. And yeah, that's what I'll be watching for first. But if it breaks that, then I'm going to look down here. But I would hold this for a while. If I can get those buys, I would hold it for a while. Because when I zoom out on it, look at that. Like massive uptrend in the past, massive downtrend, W formation here. Looks like we almost got the bottom if we get a really deep pullback on it.
Yeah, I mean, this is spot stuff, right? So you don't leverage these type of things. Right?
No. The only thing sorry, I've actually been super sick since I got back from Vietnam. This is my first day out of bed, by the way. Like, you got me out of bed.
Guys, what a privilege.
I can see people saying, please talk up, but I actually can't. I'll die. But okay.
Tell us what this ribbon is. Somebody's saying Annie's ribbon is spot on. Do you have a trading ribbon or band that you use?
I did I'll show it to you. I did a video on this the other day last week, I think it was. Let me find it. It's really good for scalping. Where is it? Smaller time frames. It's actually really good for beginners because visually it makes it very easy. You've probably seen something like this. I didn't invent it. I just created the indicator, right? But it's a very typical Forex strategy. And yeah, so basically this is it. It's a series of EMA ribbons, and once it breaks like from one color, so red to green, you're looking for retest the entry of the yellow, either of the yellow line, so like here. And then for as long as it stays above the yellow line, you can stay in, but once the top 3 EMAs start to fan out, then you take your profit. And then
and where do you get this ribbon? Is it an indicator that you sell, or what is it?
No, I don't sell it. You can just get it on. You go to indicators. I think it comes up as something else. Like, wait, let me go into it because people couldn't find it on my show the other day. Okay, hang on, I've got to figure out how to do this. How do you find the actual?
It should be on indicators, and then it should be under scripts, maybe shared scripts or something like that.
Actually, I think it, because in my trading view, because I made it, it's called Annie's ribbon, but it's not actually called that when you search it. Let me see here.
Okay. Well, I see people in the comments are loving that indicator. So
yeah, because
I just think it looks pretty. So I mean, that's even on your chart, then you're good.
Visually, it makes sense, right? If it's green, we're in an uptrend. If it's red, we're in a downtrend. But it's also just a very good, like, easy, not too many complications kind of indicator. You don't have to think about too many things. You just wait for that break and retest, and as long as it's like on an angle, you just go for it.
Is it called the Super Guppy indicator?
Super Guppy is part of the strategy it comes from. So Guppy was a stock market trader, I believe, Aussie guy too. But he used multiple EMAs. This isn't the same EMAs that he uses, and this is more about the retest. This is more about the two yellow lines that you see. But yeah, very similar, very, very similar. Oh, Stacey says search for it by typing trade, travel, chill. That's a good idea because then you'll find all my indicators.
Well, George says he loves it. Okay. I want to talk some of these DeFi charts for you guys because like we haven't been giving these DeFi guys enough attention. And well, I haven't. I don't know if you guys have, longing the shit out of these things. Somebody's buying this stuff. So this is auction. And if you go onto Banter Bubbles, guys, very simple. You can go to the menu here and you can select a category that you want to look at. So you can click on DeFi on the right-hand side. And this is now the daily performance on DeFi, and you can see who and what is performing. And there's this thing called Lend, but it's not on any exchanges. It's a Uniswap situation, so I'm staying away from that one at the moment. But you can see what is performing here for the day. And 𝗬𝗿𝗄 has done really well. Pulse has done really well. Front, Radium. So I wanted to just show you guys what is going on here and this picture. So some of these DeFi guys are breaking through these massive weekly areas that we've been watching for months. We actually never thought they were going to get through here. In the deepest, darkest bear market, we thought crypto was over and these things were never coming back. And here they are getting revived, and they're blowing through these weekly areas. So what I wanted to do here is try and identify one or two that haven't blown through these weekly areas because we might potentially have some moves coming. Okay, so this is Pulse. You can see it's also just ripped through now. In the last couple of days, it's blown through this area. So massive upside targets coming. But you can see nice little rejection here in this horizontal. So what I want to do is start looking at others. Here's Radium. Okay, if you guys remember this guy, Radium, Solana Dex, potentially something brewing here. Look at the size of this weekly here, big weekly resistance band. Now we're currently rejecting, and if these others are anything to go by, we might start getting some massive moves here out of things like Radium. And look at this target here. I mean, the real resistance band is going to be up here. 150% move that we potentially looking at. So once people get stuck into this thing, we should see some action here. So I want to bring this to your attention. Do you trade any of these DeFi charts?
I don't know.
Or is it BTC and meme coins, basically?
No, basically what I do is if I'm looking for something to trade in a day that is, different to just the normal 5 or so coins I'd look for, I just go to the screener in TradingView and search the oversold and overbought RSI. Whatever comes up, I chart them. So I never think about whether it's a DeFi coin or a layer 2. I don't think about that. I'm just looking for something that may change trend soon, and oversold and overbought tells me that that's it.
Okay, so, well, I mean, here we are. I'm just tracking DeFis that have blown the weekly, and I'm thinking maybe we've got a few laggers behind here that could potentially blow through. And we can see, like today, we had 𝗬𝗿𝗄 really trying to make a move here to push through this weekly, and definitely getting revived at the moment. So again, 𝗬𝗿𝗄 is now on my watch list. I'm loving the look of this, really trying to make a run for it. So let's see how things play out this weekend, subject to BTC behaving, of course. But here we are. You can see it's try to breach this area already. Nice little rejection. Again, nothing wrong with a little rejection and a load up, but potentially a nice big move coming here. So I'm looking for 𝗬𝗿𝗄 130, and then I'm looking at 180, but we need to figure out how we're going to get there first. So let's just dial in quickly and see if we can try and grab you guys some kind of scalper entries here. Okay, and you can see what's going on here. Okay, so this is 𝗬𝗿𝗄 on the 4 hours. So nice little horizontal break here for us. Okay, horizontal, nice little break. Now we're looking for a potential retest buy here for us on 𝗬𝗿𝗄. So any dips to about 106 to about 104 is perfectly acceptable here. So any move like this into this region here could be the catalyst for us then to get that big push for 𝗬𝗿𝗄. So if I were you, I'd look anything from 107 down to 104, interesting zones for me for 𝗬𝗿𝗄. And then we do have our 618 lower down, but it's not backed up by too much. But what is backed up looks like the 786. So let's just see if the 786 ties in with this 50-day. Okay, so big areas for me, this current 382, so anything down to about 104. Then we've got our 618 at 98. And things are super dark and bearish. If we're talking 786, then I'd say the momentum is out of the market, and we are looking for a little bounce to sort of exit any longs that we might have been bleeding into. So hot zone for me, anything from this 107 down to 104, potentially still bullish, 98, and 786 dark 39k level on BTC. Annie's laughing.
I'm laughing because I feel like this one's over.
Sorry. You see, she feels like it's over. So guys, let's not lose hope. Okay, these are the areas here. Okay, back the levels, we back the supports. If they don't work, we use stops, then we exit. But you can't get bearish on supports. You can't get too bearish on supports. You can be bearish, but you can't get too bearish on supports. They must carry me out on a stretcher on some of these trades, I'm telling you, especially this DYDX. Okay, so let's look at the next one here. This is Trader Joe, also similar look to it, and banging into this weekly resistance band. Okay, here we are again. 382 support. So this is your main region. This is your big area here, Trader Joe, 0.53. So we just want to hold that area there, and then we should still be bullish. And again, let BTC even dip into Annie's level. Then we get our nice little move up. We get the push up, and all is well. And we're going to track this dominance. Okay, we're going to keep our eyes on this dominance. You can see what's happening right now with BTC moving down. This is the weekly, but we can see this dominance actually been dipping. So as long as dominance is dipping when BTC is dipping, I don't get too stressed out. It's when this dominance starts pumping, when BTC starts dipping, that the wheels start coming off and panic stations hit. So as long as this dominance is chilling, coming down, then these alts sitting on their levels, there's nothing to really panic about. Okay, let's see. 𝗕𝗿𝗏 actually wants an update on JoyStream. Did you give an update there? You did.
No, I didn't, but we can if you want. Let me just find the chart.
Okay, give us a JoyStream update. That'll be fun. Okay, and then I've got a couple of other DeFi tokens I want to talk to you guys about. So pull up your screen here.
Okay. So first of all, with JoyStream, should definitely have taken major profits by now, because if we have a look, actually, no, it was from here. From down here was when we first got in. So this is the W here. And that is rise 1, retrace, rise 2, retrace, rise 3. So it's over. And it also created a higher high. It's over for the sake of short-term trading. It should already be out. However, if you want to hold this long term, I would expect a pullback now, because look at that. You hit this level twice. This is a lower high in comparison. This could be in the process of creating the M formation, which would then have a 3-level drop. Sorry. Now, it doesn't matter where it drops to, as long as by the time it got there, this was a higher high in comparison to this. And it may come all the way back down to the 800 EMA. So if you're holding for long term, you wouldn't care, but you should have taken some profit already. So yeah, if it comes back down to this area, the 800 EMA is this purple one here, and I would load up there. But if it doesn't, if it remains bullish, then I'm just holding what I have. I'm not looking to buy more of it.
So many bear vibes coming out of Dubai.
Could I tell you something else? I don't know if anyone's considered this yet, because it's a little bit far in advance, but can I show you something that may freak people out? So, options, right? You know how options have expiries, and we care about Fridays, right? So today there was an options expiry. I didn't check the max pain. I missed it. The next one's December 22. The max pain price is 42. That's not bad, but we don't care about this, because what matters is the notional value, right? We only care about options expiries when the notional value is in the billions, and this one's 864 million. So we don't care about next Friday either. The Friday after, 29th of December, the notional value is $6.91 billion. That is a massive amount of calls and puts to it. It's huge. The max pain price is at $32,000 Bitcoin.
Oh, you're loving that. Okay.
We should all be loving that, right?
Okay. Just send it to zero while you're busy there.
Come on, who wouldn't have a chance? But not saying, no, max pain just means it's, you know, it's where both the calls and puts will receive the most damage. So it doesn't mean we have to get there. That's certainly not how it is. What you're looking at is the notional of the calls versus the puts. So the calls is 4.21 billion compared to the puts, which is only 2.7. So it means it's going to be in the market maker's best interest to hurt the longs as much as they can. So to get price as close to that 32K as possible. I mean, it doesn't need to be 32. It just needs to cause pain. So, yeah.
Well, yeah. If you're a leverage trader, you know all about pain when the market's going against you. So, yeah, look, I'm just I'm staring at my screen here, and this is the only thing bringing me some kind of solace here while you're talking all this bear stuff. I've got dominance just dropping. And it just must keep dropping. It can just keep falling, and BTC can drop. And as long as its dominance is dipping, it's fine, you know, because then when we get that BTC bounce, then everything should be okay. So this is what I'm watching currently. Then there was a request for an update on FDM. So I promised you guys a 500% trade, and I'm nearly there. So we are at, let's see where we are. 450%. Okay, we went for a 10x FTM long, which I'm still sitting in, and we must just get to my target. I promised you the 500%. We are so close. So let's see how that plays out. There's no new entries now on FTM, so you got to just sit back and wait now. There is a 618 resistance band coming at 46, so we're getting there, and the 200-week MA at 0.51. But the risk reward now on longs is not a great play right now. So just sit back and wait out. Then there's a very good question here. File is an interesting. Rui says file is interesting right now. So this is what I was talking about earlier on Sniper Club. We've got 𝗬𝗆, which has been absolutely ripping. Okay, so it's blowing through the weekly band, and 𝗬𝗆's cousin, maybe it's the ugly cousin, is Filecoin. Okay. So they are essentially the same type of project. So maybe with this hype into 𝗬𝗆, there might be something here for Filecoin. So if you missed the 𝗬𝗆 move, maybe you want to be looking at something like Filecoin for a sympathy move here. You know, maybe people will start jumping into File once they've noticed that 𝗬𝗆 is running. And you can see on the weeklies here, File's got a long way to go. So if you look at 𝗬𝗆, we've bashed through 2 of these weekly bands. File's been sitting behind. So potentially, we've got another 30% here for Filecoin. And then don't forget what Filecoin does and can do. If we just go back a little bit in time here, and you look at the size of these moves. Anyone longing the top of Filecoin in 2021? Annii, were you longing the top of Filecoin? In March 21?
I was not.
My claim to fame is I was longing Phantom at $3. We were longing the top. We were longing the top, all of us, because we were convinced Phantom was going to $10.
Really?
We were, all of us, we were absolutely convinced.
Really?
And we got rinsed out. It was the most beautiful, beautiful moment ever. It was lovely. So yeah, there was a lot of guys longing the top of this Filecoin. It was $238 at one point.
Wow.
Okay, so now we are back at 4.8. So long way to go. Again, I don't think we're ever going to get back to those levels ever. But what I can tell
you kept it this whole time.
The Phantom long.
Oh, it was a leverage long?
Of course.
Oh, do you do you build a portfolio or not?
No, we do that too, but you know, we trade leverage for fun, and we use those profits, and we buy spots, and we do all sorts of things. I buy the various amount of shit coins with those profits as well, and we see how it goes. But Yeah, I mean, that was part of the game. You know, we were in the middle of a bull market, and we thought it was a good idea to long Phantom to $10. That didn't end up very nice. Okay, so here we are. Some targets for Filecoin that we could watch. Call it 9.1. I mean, that's a nice potential target here. So it's really lagging this ROE. So if you can find yourself an entry, I would look at that maybe as a bit of a proxy play here.
Wow, everyone's talking about ICP. They're saying it's pumping in the chat. Actually is.
Okay, let's get it out. Let's get it out. Oh wow. Okay. So I steered away from this one. I bought it when they launched on FTX back in the day, and it pumped, and ever since then stayed away. So let's see. Yeah, there's no entry here now though.
No.
There's zero chance you're going to grab this thing. What you can see, for those of you that are long, okay, let's just look on the weekly. Okay, for those of you that are long, you can see what's going on here. Again, doesn't mean it's going to reverse here, but you just need to take note. You're moving into resistance zone. So we, just like you saw with 𝗬𝗏 and a lot of those guys, they did blow through those resistance areas, but you do need to take note here. This is a potential TP if you are long, and then your next area that you need to watch, look out for this wick to get taken out there, 8.24. And oh, this is a nice juicy target here. Okay, so if it blows through this region here, I think 9.7 can happen here quite quickly. What do you think, Annii?
Yeah, that's exactly what I just marked up to.
Okay, so yeah, some nice targets. If you are trying to be long here, dangerous stuff. Let's look at these 15 minutes. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing you can do here now, unless you want to take on risk, massive amounts of risk and get rinsed. You need to just play solid areas. I got nothing here. I got nothing to work with here. Let's see. I can give you some horizontals and a 382, but I'm not giving you anything more than that. High risk play here. If you're trying to jump in, and again, this is the middle of the weekly band. Okay, this is your resistance band, so just be careful up here. Let's see where this 236 is. You know what we do in emergencies, Annii? We go 236 for ultimate emergencies. Like, you don't get more degen than this stuff. Okay, so there's your 236, 7.23. Next level, 7.06. Okay, playing with fire though, if you're trying to jump in these guys that are ripping like this. Small position, big move potentially. Okay, lots of requests for Litecoin. Is that... Geez, Litecoin hasn't really moved. Let me show you this Litecoin. It was sitting on a 50-day MA. The right chart out here. You know, there's a bet running at Banter. I don't know if it's officially a bet yet, but it involves me getting a pink beard if I lose, and it involves Sheldon getting a haircut like a monk, basically.
Really?
Yeah. No, it's not going to be great. Because Sheldon and I, we like old school bull market traders from 21 and 20, and we were longing things like BCH, Litecoin, Phantom, like all those type of things.
Yeah.
And we were telling Run the other day, well, actually, these guys haven't even run properly yet, and they're going to work. And Run was like, forget about the old coins. He's only trading the new coins. So now the bet's on the best performers. So we need to list.
So you're saying the old coins will make a comeback?
Yes.
Is that right? Yeah,
Yes.
I agree. You know why? Because there's such a typical theory to this. I've traded 2 bull markets and the same thing happened every time. When new people come in, which new people aren't in yet, right? This is what we tend to forget. The people making money right now are the OGs that stayed through the bear market, right? We really haven't attracted new people yet. So when the new people come in, they only buy cryptos that they've heard of. They've heard of XRP. They've heard of Litecoin. And XRP and Litecoin start the real bull market, the real altcoin bull market.
Correct. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
I'm on your side, mate. I'll shave my head.
Yeah, so I'm gonna tell Sheldon you are on board. Okay, so you've heard that confirmed. This is not on the internet. Annii said she'll shave her head. No, but it's confirmed now. So, never goes away. Okay, so thanks for that confirmation. He is on Sheldon and my team. We'll let Run know because Run and Annii are normally a team, but she's moved over to the dark side now.
I've jumped ship on this one.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, that's great. Okay, the guys are helping us in the chats here. We got exclamations here about 𝗍𝗏𝗂 is about to pump. So let's take a look at 𝗍𝗏𝗂. Then there was also a request for 𝗬𝗵. So I gave you guys the setup yesterday. This is the BRC20 token, and we were looking for a pullback onto the 618. Believe it or not, Annii, the science works. We got a 618 pullback. Look at that. Okay, yep. Look at that move. Okay, the science in play. You must just always trust the science. When in doubt, trust the science. 618 bounce. It was only a 55% move yesterday. I'm sorry, guys. I wanted a lot more for you. But 55% will take. And right now, look, moving into a resistance area. So there's nothing you can do now. You need to wait and see what happens. See if it starts breaking through this region. And yeah, see what goes on. If you try to jump into a long at resistance, I must just remind you, your risk is always that previous low. So you've got a 27% potential risk here if you're trying to jump into a long. So yeah, just I wouldn't do that. I'd wait for these solid zones. JJ wants to know if anyone's scalping BONK. JJ, I gave some BONK levels there that you can play around with. Let's see. Emir got stopped on DYDX. I'm still sitting on DYDX. I'm still sitting in that trade. DYDX must do its thing. Must do its thing. Okay, let's see. What was the next one? 𝗍𝗏𝗂. Okay, I was looking at some degen levels for you guys earlier on 𝗍𝗏𝗂. We've got 500 different charts of the same token. We do zoomed in versions and weekly. Okay, so somebody was saying 𝗍𝗏𝗂 was pumping. It doesn't really look like it's pumping. Yeah, okay, so nothing really happening here on 𝗍𝗏𝗂 just yet, other than yesterday's entry that we got. So we got the 618 and trend here. So yeah, nothing to do here. There's no play here unless we're looking at a potential trend break and retest. Let's see what they're giving us here. I suppose, I don't know. I suppose we can call it something. I don't like it that much though. I wanted a bigger move. Okay, so yeah, I don't like this. You know, I want a much bigger push. Okay, Damien says it's not pumping. He says it's getting ready to. Okay, well let's see it play out. Okay, let's look at 𝗏𝗏𝗧. Do you know anything about 𝗏𝗏𝗧, Annii?
I know that it's not time to enter.
The science is going to tell us. Hold on. We just work on science here. Okay, so 𝗏𝗏𝗧 is basically a link for Solana that we do know. I had 𝗘𝗿𝗁 on the show the other day, and he basically not a fan. He's a link bull. He says not his thing. He was actually looking for entries much lower. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna agree with you. We had a potential entry on 𝗏𝗏𝗧 the other day, and we've done a round trip. You can see here, our entry was in this region here, and pumped up, done a round trip. Okay, doing the same thing. To me, this is looking a little bit weak now. So I'm not going to be looking for longs here on 𝗏𝗏𝗧. I would say your best areas here. I think some of the guys were talking about this 28, 29. But yeah, I would look here. We had a nice little reaction there, 786, and then 29. I think just wait. We had the market really pumped the other day, and 𝗏𝗏𝗧 hardly moved. It wasn't a good look. So yeah, I think there's better opportunities out there. Okay, Thomas is here. Thomas is asking for OP. You know, Thomas is the guy that gave me this.
Oh, really?
We've met it. Okay, let's see what else we got here. We got time for 2 more here. Okay, let's go. Anything else you want to look at for us? Why don't you pull up Algo for us, Annii? Let's get Annie's stamp of approval on Algo going to 0 or the moon.
On Algo? Okay.
Do Algo and Doge for us.
All right. You're not going to like it.
You can say whatever you like. You say whatever you like. Let's see. Oh, but you see, I'm looking at that chart that looks a little bit toppy there. What?
Right?
What time frame?
What am I on? 4 hour. What time frame do you want me to chart?
No, whatever view you want to give us.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it does. It's in an area why I've marked this for a reason. Here, there's a high volume candle there that broke all of the EMAs, and we've now returned to it. I can see the W formation here. It looks like it's due to pull back, but it might only pull back to the 4 hour 200 EMA. But yeah, if I were going to buy this, I would be looking to see what happens in this area here first, which is between 0.15, 0.16 around the 200 EMA. But again, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but if this does turn out to be an M formation, the first drop needs to break the 50 EMA. So as long as it holds above the 50 EMA, you would remain bullish. But if it breaks it, you would then expect another 2 drop, which could come back as far as the 800 EMA. So I wouldn't be buying it now, but I'd be waiting to see if it holds the 50 EMA first. And then, yeah, if it doesn't, I'd be looking down in this area on that one.
What's that level of 50 EMA?
50 EMA currently is at 0.19. But again, I wouldn't buy it there. That's the thing. After such a run up, even if it held the 50 EMA, you're too late. You know, like you would just...
Yeah, I mean, if it's an investment or a longer term spot buy, yeah, sure. If you're a scalp trader and you're looking for a 5% move, that's a different story. Different.
I don't know why this is here.
Yeah, I mean, bigger picture stuff, that's definitely not an investment zone for me.
No, but it does look like, you know, it does look like it should have one more rise in it after this pullback. Because there, that's one. That's the consolidation. This is 2. So after a pullback, there should be another one to come. But yeah, a pullback to the 200 would be ideal.
Okay, what's that level?
I wouldn't short it. So that level is between 1.15 to 0.15 to 0.16. My brain can't read numbers.
Some glasses there. Are we okay?
Because I don't look at numbers. I literally look at candles.
Okay. So do we know the official numbers now? Do we know the official level yet? What is it?
0.15 to 0.16 is where the current 200 EMA is.
Okay. Okay, now give us some Doge quickly.
Doge, okay. How do I feel about Doge? I mean, oh, look at that. That's look, 1, 2, 3 levels right there at the same level. Certainly not an area to buying. 1 here, 2 here, 3. It could pull back. Sorry guys, it could pull back. Even here, this is the M formation right here. I wouldn't be buying this yet. Definitely not. But first, you've got to watch what happens if price has already returned to that week. So again, if this, let me mark it out. This vector candle initially right here, that's 0.08 to 0.09, but it should break it like that. If we start coming down, it really should only be a level 1 drop. So we have to wait and see if it holds the 200 first. If it can't hold the 200, then it should come actually much lower really here. And then last one would be probably here.
Okay, well, that's dark. I mean, the amount of bear vibes coming out here.
But think about it. Think about, like, you know, it wasn't that long ago when altcoins were massively pumping and the people who didn't get in were like in major FOMO that they missed out, right? And so we should be looking forward to a big, massive pullback, because this time you won't miss it because you've just experienced what it feels like to miss it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I
this is
get
time to
you. But
concentrate, right?
there's certain things still ripping here. Here goes 𝗘𝗁𝗁. So who just bought 𝗘𝗁𝗁 5
Yeah.
minutes ago? Because it didn't look like this 5 minutes ago. Okay. So 𝗘𝗁𝗁 is ripping. Okay. So nice one there. Anyone who you've got a big fan here, 𝗕𝗔𝗦𝗬𝗓. That's your diehard fan. Hey?
Yeah.
That's your word. Okay, 𝗘𝗁𝗁 is absolutely ripping here. Injective, new all-time high, bang. Okay, maybe a blow-off top coming. So maybe what you're saying is making sense.
Yeah.
You know, could be a blow-off top here coming. What is interesting to me here, BTC. Okay, so we've seen BTC now hit the 618. Now remember, these BRC20 tokens track with BRC, and I promised you guys 𝗬𝗺𝗃. And here's 𝗬𝗺𝗃. Okay, 618 bounce tied in with BTC 618 bounce. So remember, these guys track with BTC. So if you want to be long on 𝗬𝗺𝗃s and all these other BRC20 things, you know, you need to start looking what BTC is doing at the time. So BTC strength quite often translates into these things. So just a nice little note here. So trading 𝗬𝗺𝗃s, 618 bounce here. You can see BTC as well trying to hold the 618. So yeah, let's see how that goes. That could track together nicely. And Bob is ripping. I mean, I don't even know what this is. I have no idea what this is.
Welcome to my world.
Okay. Annii, yeah, we'll leave it at that. So your closing arguments for the weekend: bearish until proven otherwise. Don't take trades. What are we saying?
Yeah, I personally would sit out on weekends. It's just not very clear price action. But no, I'm not saying necessarily bearish for the weekend, but I'm more bearish than bullish currently.
I hadn't noticed. We use this one when there's bear energy. That's where I am mentally for this weekend. Okay, so injective, while we're talking, injective's just ripping all-time highs here. So guys, look, potentially a blow-off top. You know what to do. Back your levels, back your areas, and yeah, risk management. Don't over leverage, and don't try and find new positions on the weekend. Not always the best idea. Annii, thanks. It was so great having you on. We'll do this again in a couple of weeks. I think, yeah, nice to get your viewpoints, and yeah, we'll see you again. Have a great weekend.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Cheers, everybody.